There's quite a lot of things that you can do on a motorcycle. You can stunt, you can do wheelies, and sometimes when you're really feeling adventurous, you can take your bike out on a frozen lake just to see how long you can wheelie. I'm not kidding. Today we're looking at the 10 weirdest motorcycle world records. These were honestly just my favorite weird ones. There's arguably even weirder ones out there. Who knows, maybe this video will inspire somebody out there to maybe even go attempt to break one of these records or come up with one of their own weird motorcycle records. But yeah, today is National Weird World Record Day. That's kind of hard to say, I'm not gonna lie. So without further ado, let's jump in. Alright, number 10 on our list is arguably one of the more dangerous ones, and this one goes to the lowest motorcycle backflip. That's right, the lowest motorcycle backflip. If you are planning on trying to break one of these records, I don't recommend that you pick this one. Now this one officially goes to Travis Pastrana, the great supercross, motocross, stunt guy, and just all around crazy guy. And this actually happened back in November of 2008 for the show Nitro Circus in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the way they judged this was by measuring the lowest part of the rider's body during the flip. So in this case, obviously it was his head, and his head was only 91 centimeters off of the ground. Now here's the thing, there's not footage of this online, but there is footage of people doing backflips that actually appear to be even lower than 90 centimeters. They're just on these little like gas bikes with no seats and like weird crazy suspension. Basically they're just like specific stunt bikes, but to me, these aren't motorcycles. But yeah, these guys are getting all the way down into like the 30 centimeter range, which is insane. So whoever you give it to, the lesson learned here is that you probably are not good enough to try this, and I don't want you to try this, and I recommend that you don't. Just don't try it. Seriously. Alright, next up we have the most people ever fit on a moving motorcycle, and this one goes to the ASC Tornadoes motorcycle team. Back in November of 2017, they beat their previous record, and this time they managed to fit, get this, 58 people on a moving motorcycle. That's right, 58 people. You thought it was tough? When you take 1 pillion, imagine taking 57 of them. Now this one goes out to Yami Noob and all the other Royal Enfield haters out there, because this one was done on a Royal Enfield Classic 500. That's right, they fit 58 people on a Royal Enfield, and that thing just keeps putzing along like it's no big deal. Obviously they had to do some fabrication to make this possible, but don't even try to tell me you think that they could do this on like an R1 or really any other motorcycle in the world. But this bike, the Classic 500, is literally a tractor. Alright, number 8 goes to the fastest motorcycle crash survived, and this goes to Jason McVicker. Now you could probably guess it, Jason crashed while speeding down the Bonneville Salt Flats at an incredible 243 miles per hour or 391 kph. Now this happened back in 2008, so there's a good chance you could probably guess what bike he was riding. Yeah, it was a Hayabusa. Today it would probably be on an H2, but it was a Hayabusa. Jason miraculously walked away with a few friction burns and a broken kneecap, which, by the way, does not sound fun. But his Busa did not survive, sadly. So number 7 is definitely not what you would expect. You'd think this would be the Loudest motorcycle, but it actually goes to the Loudest motorcycle audio system, which is impressive when you really think about it. Because much like fitting humans on a moving motorcycle, fitting subwoofers on a motorcycle is also quite difficult. Well, this guy, Denis Podshivalov? Anyways, someone who I can't really find much about online and can't find footage of his audio system either. Anyway, he's from Russia, and he has the loudest motorcycle audio system capable of 143 decibels. To put that into perspective, 140 decibels is the pain threshold, so this is basically like a noon siren going off right in your face. Like you would feel literal pain from this if you turned it on all the way while going down like a little city street. There is a picture of it on the Guinness website, but that's really all we have. And I'm not really sure what bike this is, but it's pretty impressive regardless. Number 6 goes to Roger Riddell, or as they call him, Mr. Backwards, because good old Roger knows how to ride his motorcycle backwards. And in this case, he has the world record for the longest motorcycle jump backwards on a motorcycle. How is this even possible? Now this took place over 30 years ago, and sadly there's no footage, at least that I can find, but you know, it's almost more fun just to use your imagination. This is honestly an incredible stunt. I get figuring out the controls and all of that, but imagine just landing a motorcycle, not from like a 2-foot jump, a 60-foot jump backwards. This is one of the more amazing motorcycle world records that I know of. It's really impressive. Number 5 goes to Robert Gohl, who holds the world record for the longest motorcycle wheelie on ice. You heard that right, a wheelie on ice. How is that even possible? Is this like grippier than normal ice? Like, what's happening here? But yeah, this took place in Sweden back in 2015, and he did it on a BMW S1000RR. The record is 126 miles per hour or 206 kph, and for this, they actually developed specific tires to get. Number 4 is an interesting one. This one goes to the most expensive production motorcycle to ever be released. This is the MTT Turbine Superbike, and it was released back in 2004. No joke, this bike may also hold a record for the loudest motorcycle of all time. It literally sounds like a jet because it is powered by a jet engine. This motorcycle cost a whopping $185,000 in 2004. That's like almost 2 Superleggeras, and I'm guessing the Superleggera would be a much better investment. I have to say though, when you hear about this bike, it doesn't sound very pretty, but really it is an appealing bike. Like, it looks really nice. Alright, number 3 on our list goes to the most donuts on a motorcycle in 1 minute. And at first when I read this, I thought it was talking about donuts, like putting literal Krispy Kreme donuts on a motorcycle, like on the motorcycle seat. If that were the record, you'd want something with a big seat like the Royal Enfield, made to hold like 58 people. How many donuts do you think you could fit on a Royal Enfield? But anyways, breakfast dessert is not our topic. No, this is the kind of donut you do on a motorcycle or a car, basically drifting in a circle, spinning the rear tire and creating a lot of smoke. There are 2 main reasons people have to stop in the middle of a donut, usually tire wear, but theoretically you could also run out of gas. But in this case, it's about how quickly you can do the donut, and in this case, the record holder is Emilio Zamora with 25 donuts in 1 minute, which is pretty amazing. Alright, number 2 on our list goes to Craig Jones and an unknown passenger. This is the longest stoppie on a motorcycle with a passenger. Now, what's crazy is that his record isn't that much shorter than the normal world record for the longest stoppie, like without a passenger. Without a passenger on the bike, the record is 1,300 feet for the longest stoppie, which is insane in and of itself. But here, the record held by Craig, doing a stoppie with a passenger, is 1,000 feet, so just 300 feet shy of the world record for the longest regular stoppie. Really impressive, and it's kind of sad that they don't list the passenger, because that's a tough job as well. Like, doing the stoppie is hard, but being on the back of that bike, I feel like you gotta like do some weight transferring and stuff to help it keep going. Alright, we've made it to number 1, and this is one of my favorite motorcycle world records. This is the smallest motorcycle in the world. Obviously there are smaller like model motorcycles out there, but in this case, for it to qualify as a motorcycle, it needs to run and be rideable. And Tom Wiberg, or Wiberg, has built what he calls Small Toe. Now, it has a 3.14 inch wheelbase, it weighs about 2.5 pounds, and somehow it can hold a full-grown human. You know how they say that riding a slow motorcycle fast is more fun than riding a fast motorcycle slow? I think this is the one example where it doesn't apply. Alright, that's it for this one. Some of the weirdest motorcycle world records out there. If you know of any other weird ones, let us know in the comments below. And until next time, ride safe.